Okay, that seems to be working. Yeah, this is a quick video to show how to install the CNC X axis on this Harbor Freight 7x10 mini lathe. Firstly, I have previously removed the hand wheel, just a cap screw on the end, and then hidden in here are two other cap screws. Take the screws out, the whole lot comes off. I have to wiggle it around a bit, but it comes off without too much trouble. We don't need those parts anymore, put them off to one side. That's got to be replaced with these items. First part that goes on there is this spacer block. This fits on there also with 4mm Allen screws. Just needs lightly tightening up, wiggling into position, make sure that's flat with the top of the slide there, and just gently tighten it up evenly. There we go, and a little bit of it to tighten it up, nothing too severe. Okay, next thing is this spacer goes in there, pushes that right in there. Got to make sure it's all the way in. Followed by the bearing. This bearing slides over the top. Sometimes there's a bit of a burr on here. Maybe you rub it down with a bit of wet and dry or something. And the next thing I need is a circuit board. Now what I normally do then is slide this forwards. Just gives me a bit more room to work. And here's a circlip. It's probably going to go into orbit. I don't have a lot of luck with these things. Oh, magic. There we go. Now we push the bearing back in place. Next on the agenda are 3 cap screws that hold the bearing in place. Start off in the 2 o'clock position and just gently install these in a 120-degree spacing. Put them in place there, just very, very lightly. So that arrangement holds the bearing in there. It's very important to fasten these up evenly. Just check that the shaft is free to turn, and it is. So now I take the motor mount, and that sits over the top there. Previously dropped the 3 screws in place just to speed this up a little. There's one. There's the second one. Third one. Give this a bit of a wiggle, and it goes. Tighten these up. Okay, that's now pretty substantial. Now we need to double check this. Just put this into place. No, that feels pretty good. Okay, so now we've checked that. Let's have a look at the next device that goes on here. Is those 2, and then we want the 4 10-24 screws and the step motor and the coupling. Okay, now when we install this, I've previously had this on, so I know that the right position for this is basically flush with the end of the shaft. It may need adjusting back and forth a little. But there's my starting reference. Okay, that looks good, so I'm going to tighten it down so it's pretty secure. Not done too crazy because it is only aluminum. Okay, the next thing, I've install this onto the stepper motor. This is an 8mm shaft. It's going to go on, ease it on there. So we mustn't forget this. Pop that in place. Eyeball that. And slide it on there. Now we get the screws in place. Starting with the top, makes life a lot easier. These screws may need trimming in length depending on the motor that you're using. Some motors have got thicker flanges than others, but this is a NEMA 23 pattern, so the screws shouldn't really need changing that much. Sometimes the heads tend to catch, so it's maybe prudent to either use screws that you've turned the heads down on slightly, which is basically what I've done on here. So get the last screw in the bottom. Really got to be the awkward one, always is. Okay. Now I kind of get my head on the top and eyeball this all so it looks pretty square, and alternate from one side to the other to just get these tightened up. Now I'm using a motor here that's got a 2-shaft system on it, so I've got a hand wheel on the back, and I can just turn this round, and as you can see the X-axis is moving kind of quite nicely actually. Yeah, feels pretty smooth. So that was it basically in a nutshell.